Now it's time to start hitting some of these carpets. I'm just going to do this with sort of what I've got around. Right now we're in the back of the Yukon, and you can see there's a little bit of dirt right over here kind of behind that sunspot. So maybe I'll come in and do like a 50-50 kind of thing, and we'll see what we can get done. But as for what tools I'm going to use, I'm just going to use a drill with a homemade drill brush. This is actually one of those like dish scrubbers. I converted it to a drill brush. We're going to use that to agitate. We are going to use Vortec to help lift things up. This is going to be the surfactant action. And then I've actually got a spot bot deal. It's not like, it's sort of like the little Bissell, little green, whatever it's called, but not, it doesn't heat the water. It's probably not near as good because it's kind of old, but that's what I've got for extraction, so we're going to use that. So we're just going to start on one half and move to the other, I guess. I'm not sure which half I'm going to do yet, but what I'm going to do first is we're just going to spray it down with this. Then we're going to come in and we're going to agitate with the brush to get it all going, and then we'll do some passes with the spot bot to extract that dirty water. All right, here we go. All right, we're just going to start over here on this side. Sorry about the sunspots, guys. Hopefully you can see sort of what's going on. I'm just going to start over here, and then we'll kind of leave this side alone maybe, and we'll see if we can get out. So just going to work in little sections. May come back and do like this corner. Hit it with a little Vortec. Got something right there. We're gonna get that little extra shot. Probably need to be taking these seats out to really get back in there too. But we'll just do this to start. Give it a little Vortec. Now I come in and just agitate with the brush. That right there is pretty good and stuck right there. Something kind of gooey. Tar almost. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Give one more little wipe. One more little spritz. Just to make sure. Okay. Now we've kind of gone over the area. It's gonna be time to get the spotlight out and try to extract. I do have some stuff kind of stuck down in here. This almost looks like a kernel of corn or something right here. And then we've got some kind of tar-like substance here. Something gooey. I want to try and get that out of there. The Vortec is actually really working pretty well to try and kind of release this already from the fibers. Just needs a little extra help. I don't know what this is. But man, it's in there good. It's almost like gum or something. Okay, I used just a little bit of Terminator to get that one spot that was all tar. It just dissolved it right out of there, so that worked really well. Now, let me show you guys what I'm working on right now. We've got some weird, I don't know, this is some weird like cursed kind of stuff right here. This almost kind of looks like honestly, it looks like a pitted molar. I'm not even gonna lie. That looks like a tooth. I don't know where it came from. I don't know whose tooth this is. It's certainly not mine. But that dude, honestly, that kind of looks like a tooth to me. So I've got it kind of worked up with a screwdriver. I'm trying to avoid damaging the carpet, but obviously that's got to come out of there. So now I'm going to take these scissors and just try and trim it out. I mean, because it is not releasing from the fibers. So we're just going to have to trim it out of there, unfortunately. But yeah, dude, kind of cursed. Okay, with the tooth thing or whatever that was removed, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to I should probably go ahead and start extracting this. But I think I am just going to go ahead and finish this other half before I do that, before I pull the spot bot over here. So, same procedure as before. Nice little dose of Folex. And then we'll come in and agitate with the drill brush. Okay, we've got everything agitated, everything's Folexed. Now we're going to pull out the spot bot and we're going to start extracting. And go ahead and just pull this over. Not sure if you guys can see this. Hopefully you can. So I've got it powered on, and I actually have filled the tank with only, it's just plain hot water. And that we're just going to use that to kind of do like a rinse almost of the Folex. Folex doesn't require rinsing, it actually just requires extraction. But I'm going to give it a little bit of hot water just to kind of help, you know, puddle up the dirt a little bit. Not saturate the carpet, we don't want to get the pads soaked. But I'm going to use just enough on a back pull. When I'm pulling back, you know, the first time, I'm going to put a little bit of jet of water under there to kind of help lift the dirt, kind of, you know, give it a little bit of an aid in rinsing this out. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So there's one pull. I have the trigger held down the entire time. That's giving me a bit of rinse water as I pull back here. That way the water is in front of the suction, and so you pull out what you've just saturated. Now I'm going to actually do a pass back forward without holding the trigger to suck out some of the remaining water from what I just put down. And there we go, that feels pretty good. It's still a little damp. This isn't the greatest extractor, obviously. It doesn't have the greatest suction. It's a little old. But now we're just gonna repeat the process. Water with a back pull and then forward to further dry, and then just repeat that process all the way across here. So here's the carpet after doing the pass with the spot bot. You can see actually pretty clearly the line where I haven't been yet. So that's the side that still hasn't been, excuse me, hasn't been shampooed. We have this little spot right here. I'm gonna have to try and get that out. I'm gonna have to come back in with the drill brush. And then there's also a little bit of a darkened area right here. I'm gonna hit that again too to see if I can get a little bit more of that out. But overall, man, it's looking pretty good. It's actually coming kind of back from sort of a brown color. It doesn't really show on the camera very well, but it's almost kind of becoming more of a sort of coming back to like a gray color. I mean, this is like a tan interior, but it's kind of like a gray tan, and this side doesn't really show the gray too much. It's more just dirty, you know. This side I'm starting to see gray again, so it's coming out pretty good. And yeah, we're just going to follow the same process for this side, but first I'm going to try and kind of spot treat some of these places that now have shown up now that I've gone through and gotten everything kind of not saturated, but you know, at least damp. And it is still kind of damp. So if you do the whole car, obviously it's a good idea to maybe leave a window cracked, throw in a couple fans if you've got some, and that way you can let all that humidity out and not promote, you know, mold growth or anything like that. I mean, it's summer in Texas right now, so if I crack a window and it gets, you know, 100 degrees out here like it's been being like 110, I mean, this thing's gonna dry out pretty quick. So I'm liking the way it's coming out. We just got to treat a couple little spots. So let me do those real quick. Okay, so here's the results after another couple passes with the Folex brush and the extractor. You see it's still kind of a little dark right there, but with the tools I've got, this is about as good as it's going to get, most likely. So I'm not going to feel too bad about that. This looks a lot better, especially getting out. You still see, I mean, the carpet got tore up a little bit where that kind of tar spot was, and then where that tooth or whatever it was. But I mean, overall, this is looking pretty good, and I think if I do the whole car like this, it'll be in a decent enough shape, and we'll consider it, you know, looking pretty good. So, I mean, not bad for a 21-year-old vehicle. I think it's cleaning up pretty nicely, and I'm happy with the results using the tools that I've got on hand, you know. So that's pretty much the process. But yeah, that's pretty much the process I'm going to follow. I'm not going to bother filming the other side. It's going to be exactly the same as this, and the rest of the car is going to be that way down on the floorboards. Now, something like the floor mats, which I've got here, for this, you can follow the same process. You know, a little bit of Folex, hit it with the brush on the drill, you know, kind of get it nice and clean. I have done these before, I seem to remember. But with something like these, they're pretty sturdy. They got a nice sturdy back. It's not dry rotted, they're not cracking or anything like that. In order to rinse this off, I won't use this. What I'll do instead is I'll just go in and I can pressure wash rinse this. And you can even use the pressure washer to clean it somewhat, like do a starting rinse on it or something like that. These things are sturdy. If the back is in good shape, it's not dry rotting. And you know, this is kind of robust carpet right here. So I'm not gonna be afraid to get the pressure washer out and really hit this and give it a good blast of water. Obviously that's not going to work on the rest of the carpeted floors in here, but that's all right. We can do it for the floor mats. Now for the upholstered seats, you can actually follow a very similar process as well. If you've got cloth seats like this one's got, again, I'm just going to use Folex. You might check the quality of your seats, you know, see how well they're holding up. This is a 21-year-old car, you know, so I want to be careful with the seats. If this brush ends up being like a little bit too harsh and it starts kind of damaging, we don't want to do this. We'll want to do something like Adobe scrub pad, or even like a microfiber, or just a detailing brush to kind of, you know, just lather the Folex up on the seat, and then just go in and same thing, just extract with either a, you know, wet dry shop vac or one of these spot bot things if you've got that. So that's what I would do for the seats, and I probably will, because I don't think I've shampooed them yet. I did kind of give them a little wipe when we first did the interior detailing on this. But yeah, I guess that's about it. So that's the process I'm going to follow. I'll see if I can come up with some after shots for you guys, maybe throw them on the video. But appreciate you watching. The Yukon restoration clean is sort of coming along. See you guys on the next one. Little bonus video if you guys want to see what was pulled out just from that half. Ugh, look at that. Some carpet fibers came out as well. Nasty.